Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 2 weeks ago, Enbridge announced cuts to 5% of their workforce, laying off another 530 positions. This round of layoffs is more pain and suffering for hard-working Albertans. In Calgary, we have a 9.5% unemployment rate, the highest in any metropolitan region of Canada, and expected to reach double digits by Christmas, Mr. Speaker. In the light of these sobering statistics, will the NDP government postpone the risky carbon tax that will only hurt Calgary families?
Minister of Economic Development.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I'll thank the member for the question. Mr. Speaker, there's no doubt that the sustained international price of oil and its low is having a significant impact on all families and communities and workers across this province. That's why, Mr. Speaker, our government this spring introduced our Alberta Jobs Plan budget, which has a number of initiatives to help set the right conditions to support businesses and industry and getting our economy back on its feet, Mr. Speaker. There's a number of things that we've done in the areas of access to capital, support for startups and small businesses, as well as helping businesses expand markets.
Given that the NDP has created an economic environment where people are unable to give, has led to the shelves of the Veterans Food Bank in Calgary being empty. And since, on November 5th, I am holding my annual Veterans Food Bank drive, and I hope MLAs on all sides will support this because the need is so great now. And given that when the carbon tax comes into effect, it will hurt charities even more, will the NDP government acknowledge the damage their policies are having and cancel their charity-punishing...
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Minister of Economic Development.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll thank the member for the question. What the opposition needs to recognize or acknowledge is that when you are a province that has been over-reliant on one commodity with one buyer for one price for so many years, Mr. Speaker, that when we have a collapse in that price, that we are going to be hit harder than most other jurisdictions, which, quite frankly, is the case. We understand and sympathize with Albertans that are going through a very difficult time. This is why we've introduced a number of initiatives, Mr. Speaker, but quite frankly, I will tell you more shortly.
The Honourable Member for Calgary Foothills, I believe we have a second supplemental. Is that right?
The list of NDP policies that are hurting Calgarians goes on and on and on. Given that this summer they have launched a risky and expensive lawsuit against NMAX, which is owned by the City of Calgary, and given that they have begun an accelerated coal phase-out that will hurt hard-working Albertans, and given that once fully implemented, the average family will be paying $1,000 more because of the carbon tax, what will it take the NDP government to use common sense, not the ideology, and cancel those policies and drop lawsuits?
Honourable Member. Minister of Economic Development.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to clarify, first of all, our government's climate leadership plan puts Alberta at the forefront when it comes to doing our part regarding the environment. This is not only what a responsible global citizen does. There's an incredible amount of opportunities within our green jobs and transitioning workers from that phase out of coal. We are investing in innovative solutions, working with business and industry, Mr. Speaker, as well as with not-for-profits. We have an advisory committee that is informing our government on how to help with this transition. But quite frankly, Mr. Speaker,